Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. We have made this seconds ago and came up with the name not even hours ago. This is Headphones On, where we are going to be recording ourselves and our opinions on albums, songs, singles, and such and the likes. My name is Niki Nicole, and I'm here joined by...
Hi, I'm Hank Strickler. I do music and now a podcast.
You can find Hank Strickler out on Spotify, YouTube, and about anywhere you get your good goodies and goodles. My name is Niki, and I do arts. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and such under Bumpkin Niki. Today we're reviewing Lovejoy's new album, Are You Alright? Or, not new album, but, album.
Yeah. So to start off, this podcast is pretty much just we'll review like albums, EPs, singles, and yeah, we're gonna be doing Lovejoy's EP, the first one, as of now, recording date, which is October 23rd of 2021.
Okay. So, should we start out with the songs themselves and then facts, or...
Let's start off with our 3 words. Nikki, what are yours?
Well, kind of cheated. I got love song, upbeat, and teenager-esque.
Actually, we had really similar. Like one of ours were really similar. I have. Funny enough, I have similar because I find this album very the same. I have Teenage Daydream and Minecraft.
How the fuck did you get Minecraft?
Throughout this whole EP, all I could think of was Wilbur being a Minecraft YouTuber, and it just kind of stuck with me throughout the whole listen.
So where I got my words from were a lot of relationship lyrics used in the songs here. Is where I got my love song word from. I got teenager-esque because it sounds like, your 16, 17-year-olds have this playing on the MP3 players.
Mm-hmm.
I got upbeat just because a lot of, especially in, I think it was Sex Cells, that you get a lot of brass. Or was it... Fuck, no, I just fucking lost it. One of the songs you get some trumpets, a very nice trumpet intro, and gives a nice upbeat feel to the whole album.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
so we're going to go right on into the tracks, starting off with Taunt.
She's always asking am I alright? Now Hank, what was your rating on Taunt?
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I also gave that a 7 out of 10.
No way. Okay, so I'll start. I really like this track. The drums are really nice on this track, and I think that goes up to my boy Mark Boardman.
Oh yeah.
He was really going all out, and throughout this whole EP, really, I could notice his drums and the way he like just played them were really nice. I really like that.
Did you get a feel for what you thought the song was about, or how it related to the other songs in the album and such?
Not necessarily. I really like the trumpets near the end of the song that go on, and I really think this is a really good opener for an EP. I think as an intro, this is really gives off the atmosphere for the album, which in my opinion is very, the same. But it's an EP. It's not supposed to be, the whole diverse album, so I get that. But overall, 7 out of 10 for this track.
Is that where your similar came from, where a lot of the songs in the album sound same to each other?
Yeah, in a way, I feel that it really, there's a couple songs in here that I'll notice that could be replaced with the other, just renamed, and I wouldn't be able to tell.
Yeah, no, I get that. A lot of the things with bands like these and the music I personally listen to is that I like similar sounding songs, because when you like one song and you hear something close to it, you obviously are going to like that, even if it's not quite a new experience. but you listen to a lot more diverse artists, bands, so I understand where you're coming from here.
Nice. So what about you? What would you say? Like, what is your opinion on this track?
I personally thought Taunt was really good. I like how all the instruments were played out. I like the lyrics; they definitely fucking hit for me. But what I got for this song was it was about a spoiled kid now in high school, their late adult life, breaks up with a lot of their partners they had throughout high school, but hasn't been broken up with themselves. And now they have to experience what it's like in the real world. Because with the lyric, "Does anybody ever say no to you?" A very heavy one that you hear predominantly. You get a kind of spoiled feeling for what they're talking about.
Yeah, I get that. One thing I would like to note about this EP in total is, it doesn't necessarily follow the same things that Wilbur's solo music does. It's not necessarily about, I mean, it's still about, of course, relationships and all that, but it's not heavy into the creepy side of it.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll go into in future episodes on his actual first album. But yeah, as an opener track, I really like this track.
Oh yeah. With creepy, you're probably getting the obsessive theme that a lot of Wilbur's personal music has involved with it, with Nice Guy Ballad and Your New Boyfriend. But yeah, you don't really see obsessive here, but more, I would say, disgruntled or regretful, kind of.
Yeah, I could see that.
There was a music video or a lyric video, I guess, that came out with this that featured popular Minecraft YouTuber George Not Found in Wilbur's Doom Shack.
I didn't watch any of the videos for this. I don't know how many there are. I'm just not a huge video guy unless it's more artistic than just like, oh, here are the lyrics. But
I remember when the album came out. I watched it, I think, a day or a week of release because I was really waiting for it. And then the videos came out. There's only 2 videos, I believe. One for Taunt, one for One Day. Both being lyric videos, not really music videos, but both are good for what they are.
Awesome. So you ready to move on to the next track?
Oh yeah.
Here's One Day.
All right. I personally gave One Day a 9 out of 10.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna seem like kind of an asshole here, but I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Below average.
Yeah. It has really weird lyrics to me. I just couldn't follow around with them. Like, it's I don't know. But the one line out of this I really did like is, isn't life so inconsistent?
Isn't life so fucking inconsistent?
Yeah, I thought that part really spoke to me, and that's what almost pushed it to a 5 out of 10. But this is a really high 4.
Mm-hmm. I get that on your side. I personally like it because kind of biased towards a lot of Wilbur's music. I've been listening to the guy for a while, but I just remember liking the song, like in general, without my Wilbur bias.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person that doesn't really or isn't really able to pay attention to lyrics on like a first 1 to 5 listens until I get a feel for that I want to hear the lyrics, and then they come to me. I like that song. I don't have a lot to say on it, like in descriptive terms, but I just enjoy the song.
Yeah, I get that. The feeling I kind of got from it was a very common pop song type feel.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily like that. Of course, certain artists where I'm like, oh yeah, I really like the way they incorporated this, or even parodying it in a way. But this here felt like it's more of just like a very like, okay, we want a single that's really gonna resonate with everybody. So here's One Day.
Oh yeah, no, I think what they were going for, I remember hearing, but don't quote me on this, is that they wanted this album just out and Adam, so they had something to get a good baseline for this is our band. Not putting each song as their magnum opus, but just having it be there.
Yeah, I can see that.
The genre is pop for One Day here.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think that's just the entire album, Are You Alright, is under pop. I do like how when the lyrics, I'm not afraid of new perfume, is there when in the next album they have the song Perfume. Just noticed that, looking at the lyrics there.
Oh. Yeah, I can see that, like having more. Because the one thing I do see about this EP is that all the songs do not only like super similar in sound, but also in lyrics. They're also very all joined together, and I do appreciate that about this album.
How I like to think of it is rather than being an album which is closer to a collection of songs, I like to think of Are You Alright as a story split into each song being its own chapter of that story.
Yeah, I can see that totally.
Therefore, having everything be very close to each other and such.
Yeah.
I thought that One Day was about a singer being the singer of the song. Because I don't know if this is... I don't believe this is about Wilbur or an experience Wilbur's had. I personally just think that this was a story that they crafted for just generic lyrics. But what I got from it was singer is worried about being alone, so they stay with a person that isn't good for them, and letting fear ruin their life.
Yeah. 100%. I could see that.
I do like how the lyrics of the repetitive lyrics in the song, I don't know what exactly the terminology, but the drawback lyrics are chorus, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I do like how that hits in the song.
Yeah, like I said, none of these tracks are necessarily bad. Even the ones I rate that are coming up pretty low doesn't mean they're horrible. It's just not necessarily my type of music, nor the type of music I would really put in a playlist ever. Like I said, Taunt is really the best track on this album, or this EP, with One Day as a second.
They have actually an opposite to you there, with One Day being my number one for this album, or EP.
Really? That's nice. Yeah. I can see it. It's just, it doesn't speak to me as much as Taunt did, really.
Yeah.
I really like the trumpets, and I noticed there was some brass use in this track as well, but I wasn't too, like, I didn't like it as much as it did in Taunt, as I did in Taunt.
Yeah, no. And to each their own music taste, you know. A lot of people, when you start getting into how'd you rate this song, and it turns into a big old argument, to each their own.
Okay, so would you like to get into the next track?
Yeah. Sex Sells?
Sex Sells.
You first on your rating for this album. Or song.
So this is where it starts to diminish. I rate this a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10?
Yep.
That's really interesting. I rated this as the second best on the EP with 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
In my opinion, this track is just really forgettable.
Huh.
It isn't that great. Wilbur's line delivery is sometimes off. Like, it doesn't hit me. Like, it doesn't necessarily sound like it's off beat. It's just the way it goes about it is like really. It doesn't resonate with me as much.
I personally really liked Sex Cells. Like, I remember listening to the album and having this come on. And I was like, damn, you know, because I'm going to be wrong here because I'm not good with my music terminology. But does indie sound like a good descriptive term here? Alternative indie?
I don't like it when people call stuff indie, but yes, technically I think it might be.
Because indie is what? Independent artist separate from a label?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know.
Actually, I think Joy has a label. Actually, I think they do, but still.
But just feels very made rather than just.
I would say it was probably the song that, if they do have a label, and they may not, I didn't check this, I don't know why I didn't, but I feel like it's the song they pitched to the label, and they were like, yeah, we could sign you. And it's really, again, very common pop. Oh, I've heard this a million times. But that's just my opinion on it. You know, everyone needs to each their own, but in my opinion, it's just not a very good track. It doesn't need to be 4 minutes long.
It's 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But I will say, Viagra pills on the nightstand is a really goofy line, and I really like it.
Oh, yeah, that leads into my story for this song being a cheating incident.
Mm-hmm.
Because with pillows pressed under your knees, now it's a sad, sappy sucker to ensure happy endings. And then Viagra pills on the nightstand, and she's going to his flat. I know she's not there and such. So it kind of paints this picture of a partner cheating and the singer not really doing anything about it.
Now that you say that, I do, the lyrics are recalling back to me, and I can like completely picture that. Yeah.
Okay, so you want to move on to Cause for Concern?
Yep.
I gave Cause for Concern a 7.
Man, I'm gonna get hate for this. I gave it a 2.
A 2? Holy fuck.
I personally think this is the worst track on this EP. I honestly don't even know what it's about, to be honest. I couldn't follow it. And in my opinion, from listening to it, it just seemed like Sex Cells Part 2.
I like Cause for Concern. And I don't give like anything really a below a 5, like whenever I'm reading anything, and I very, very rarely give things a 10. But I do think that this was a decent song. I liked that. I felt it was a good conclusion to the album with brass at the start. It just overall did not think it was terrible.
Oh, and I'd like to point something out. On this EP, I wasn't doing 5 as an average. That's why everything seems a little bit off. If I were to do 5 as an average, I would give Taunt, I'd still keep that at a 7. One Day, I'd move up to 5. Sex Cells, I'd move up to 4, and I'd also put Cause for Concern at a 4.
Alright, because what I usually, like, I do, it would be like a 5, good would be like a 6, 7. Amazing would be like a 10, and then like absolutely fucking terrible would be a 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I usually keep things around 5, but I did think Cause for Concern was a deserving 7.
Okay, yeah, but I kind of fixed my scores there because I forgot that I normally do rate things off of 5 being average, but when I wrote my notes here, I kind of wasn't thinking as such, and I was more of like, oh, this album really left a bad taste in my mouth.
Huh.
But no, like I said, it's not an album I hate necessarily. I'll get into this later. It's just more of like I wouldn't listen to this a lot.
Yeah. Alright.
But Cause for Concern, it's not a good closer. I would honestly rather One Day as the closer. I feel like that would make
One Day as the closer.
I feel like that would make the whole EP spark a little more to me, but maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
But it does fit the rest of the album. It is very in tune with the rest of it and very lyrical wise. It fits, but it's still not, it's my least favorite track on this album.
Oh. My least favorite track for the album, I think, was also Cause for Concern. Not saying it's bad by my standards. I just thought that the others were better.
Mm-hmm.
But I say it's a good closer lyric-wise by following the story I've crafted for myself here, with it being the singer being mostly over the breakup that happened after finally finding the courage to break up with the person that they were just staying with because they were scared of being alone and they were cheating on them, and they finally just broke it off, and now they're a bit angry about what happened, but not in a like stalker or serial killer terms, just kind of disgruntled with it.
Yeah, and I can see that. And like I said, the way you pitched the story to me, it really does make me want to go back and re-listen to this album or this EP and just, put that in my mind while I'm listening to it and see if I can resonate with the lyrics a little bit more. The beats themselves, like I said, Mark Boardman, his drumming is amazing in my opinion. I just wish Wilbur's lyric writing and line delivery was a little bit better.
Oh, yeah, I can say that by your means. Fuck, Jesus. But yeah, no, so yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. I personally think that I don't want to phrase it as the worst on the album. I just say that the others are better. That's my words for this.
Okay, I can see that, yeah.
You want to move on to your overall review for Are You Alright?
Yeah, how about you go first on this?
Okay. I gave Are You Alright just as its own album and not really comparing it to anything else particularly, just as an album, 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, I had this shit as a 10 out of 10, and I was just listening to this nonstop. But I have expanded my music taste, and now have this as an 8.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it, especially from the way you come from. I don't like using the phrase more experimental, but I do listen to more different types of genres and more experimental, like in total. I wouldn't say I'm more of a rap guy, but I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of this EP in general. This whole album is very consistent, in my opinion. Like, it really works in that way of being it's its own thing. And I'm excited to see what the actual album that just came out. We're gonna be reviewing that sometime, not next week because I have a thing for next week. But I would say I would rate this album a decent average 5 out of 10. It's not that bad, but it's definitely not the thing I've ever listened to. My favorite thing I've ever listened to, and it's not something I would go back to 100 times, but it's not bad. Taunt is the standout track. The rest is somewhat forgettable to me.
Um, but so you gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Was that after you put 5 as your average?
What do you, no. My album's always been, or it's always been 5. 5 as an average as well, because I don't know. I just think this is it's not solid, but it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it's. I don't put this as an 8 out of 10. Like, oh, if there was every single EP album song in the world, this would be a high ranker, up an 8 out of 10. But as its own personal thing, I do rate this as an 8 out of 10. With some stuff being changed, could probably up this to an 9.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 5. To be fair, I give it a 5.5.
I agree with that. With your stance on music and such, I do think 5.5 is a good rating you would give it.
Yeah, because I was thinking back. One Day Taunt is really good. One Day is like 2 points lower. Sex Cells isn't bad. It's just really like forgettable at times, and it's not great. But Cause of Concern was really my the part, and that being the closer left a bad taste in my mouth. So overall, I'd give it a 5.5 to 5.7.
My story for the full album was the singer gets into a relationship and they are just not happy. They are not having a good time, and but they don't want to leave because they're afraid that they won't be in another relationship. But after a cheating incident, they just break it off. They are not having it anymore. Even if they are alone, they are not fucking having it. And our singer starts to get upset that they didn't break it off sooner, and the fact that their partner cheated and such. That's the story I've crafted for Lovejoy's Alright. Now you want to move on to some fun facts?
Yeah, I don't actually have many, but pretty much the producer on this, I'm forgetting his name, but he did a very good job on just producing the album and just making everything sound, sonically really good. Mark Boardman, awesome drummer. Not the best drummer I've ever heard, but he is up there. He's really good. I don't know what else he's done, but I would like to hear more from him in the future.
That all you have?
Yeah.
I follow very, very closely with Lovejoy. As I was waiting for Pebble Brain's release, I got a lot of snippets and such. I've been following closely on Lovejoy's history and just everything I could get information about him. Because I was fine with Are You Alright just being its own thing and the album staying on that for a while. That was a good appetizer for what's to come with Pebble Brain coming out. And I remember seeing a lot of snippets and just a lot of good things coming from the band. Overall, I am a big fan of Lovejoy just being in my music taste. I'd have to say that they are probably my favorite band, or up there in the top 3.
Really?
Yeah. But some facts I got about Lovejoy is it's actually named after the surname of one of Wilbur's friends.
Really?
Yeah, it was originally going to be called Hang the DJ.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that name better.
I do like the name. I do appreciate Lovejoy's simplicity, though, and how easy you can put that on a shirt or mug.
Yeah.
One Day, Taunt, and Sex Cells peaked at, respectively, number 54, 75, and 93 on the UK official singles chart.
Really?
Are You Alright EP reached number 1 on US iTunes charts at one point.
US iTunes?
Yeah.
Huh.
Within 22 hours of the album or EP's release, it hit 1 million views. A taunt hitting 1 million views within 22 hours. One day hitting 1 million views within 21 hours.
Damn.
And I remember one of the guitarists was found at, I believe, a cafe or just like a restaurant. Wilbur was just there, and just like they had a guitar and they're like, "Hey, are you in a band?" And they're like, "No." And it's like, "Would you like to be?" And then just invited them over to Wilbur's house.
Really? That's cool, actually.
Oh yeah. I think that is. Fuck, I honestly couldn't. Like, I think it's Ash, but it could be Joe. I don't. It's been a while since the question, but I do remember hearing it. Also, where the taunt lyric video was filmed with George was in, like I said, Wilbur's Doom Shack, which is a part of his house. There's some more stuff that I just don't have coming to me right now. But my personal opinion, I really liked Are You Alright?
Nice. I mean, yeah, like it was it's decent. It's average in my opinion. Like I said, it's like not bad, but yeah. So, what are your opinions on the album cover?
I fucking love the EP's cover, man. I wanted that shit on a shirt. I wanted that shit as a poster. I wanted that shit spray painted on my ass.
Damn. I do like, I don't know exactly what it symbolizes or what it means, but I do like the art style and the simplicity of, the anvil falling on the cat. I think that's pretty nice.
I think it's a direct callback to the lyric, "Why'd you have to kill my cat?" But don't quote me.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I am happy with what they're able to do for their first EP. And I am excited for when we eventually review Pebble Brain, because right now I think that's been at a 9.5 out of 10, man.
Don't spoil it, but yeah. I actually haven't heard Pebble Brain yet. But, like, this EP is promising to me. Like, I do think it does have some cool ideas. And I do think, hopefully, that Wilbur improved his line delivery and, just, like, songwriting. And hopefully it's better than this EP.
Okay, so any closing info about just the podcast?
We're going to be just every week. We're going to be trying to getting it out every Sunday, hopefully. And next week we will be reviewing Gorillaz self-titled. I just dropped this on Niki. Only reason is necessarily because I love Gorillaz as a band, and also it fits that it will be coming out this Halloween.
It'll be coming out Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween falls on a Sunday this year.
No shit. Alright. So, any just like, how's your life going and such?
Everything's pretty good. I'm hoping, listeners, if there are any, I'm hoping you're enjoying this and you enjoyed the first episode. Okay, Niki, what about you? Any closing thoughts?
I hope you guys all enjoyed. I personally am having an amazing evening right here with Henry, and I hope that you guys are all having an amazing day, afternoon, evening, night. Make sure to keep hydrated, keep warm, because winter is coming along. Enjoy your October, Don't let Christmas come up onto you too fast. Enjoy what we got right here. Have a good one. Good night, good evening.
Bye-bye.
See ya.